Onegaishimasu. Thanks everyone for joining me again this morning. And we'll start again with some of the things we worked on yesterday. We'll start from scratch, kind of to get a baseline of where we want to work from. And I think it's a good idea to understand that you can go back in any time in your practice to these baselines so that you can reestablish what it is you're doing. I believe that our brain means for us to learn things, and it has this very specific way of doing that. And from what I've been reading in neuroscience, it's generally what happens is when you get new learning, your brain starts forming all these new synapses and all these different paths and patterns. And then as your learning becomes more solid, it starts breaking all those synapses that don't relate anymore. Okay? Because your brain wants to do things automatically for you. It wants to take you away from having to do tasks that you repeat, having to be conscious of that. So with that in mind, we don't really want our brain to do that. We want to be in the moment every time. The ultimate goal of any spiritual art, I think, is to be present every moment in what you're doing. So, and it's true for Aikido too, particularly when we have to relate to somebody else. We don't want our automatic responses coming in and interfering with our relationships, right? Which it's doing whenever it perceives a threat. And as we talked about yesterday, the perception of threat is much more likely than the perception of okay. Because the perception of threat can protect you even when things are not dangerous. However, the perception that everything's okay can be detrimental if there's real danger. So the automatic response is there to protect us, protect ourselves, keep the body alive in an advantageous state. And so we respect that. That's the job of the ego too, to keep the body alive as long as possible, minimizing discomfort and maximizing the experience. So we like these things, they're good for us, but we don't want them running the show. It's like having a backseat driver who's a navigator who's kind of telling you, you got to take a left turn here. No, don't do that. You got to do, yeah. And we like having that backup, but at the same time, we don't want them running the show. And Cory and I were talking this morning about, this idea that there's somebody that approaches our car, the backseat driver's back there, go, no, lock all the doors, lock all the doors. We don't know this person, lock the doors. Okay, but I'm going to roll down the window at least to talk to him. No, don't roll it down so much. It's there trying to protect us, and we're saying, well, okay, we get it. We get it. We have to be present with this and the possible danger, but at the same time, we have a job to do. And as Aikidoists, we take on the responsibility of accepting these things and making the world a better place. If we walked around and doing our Aikido, and it's only about us, and it's only about getting the results we want when we're attacked, I don't think, get the full effect. And we don't provide the full benefit of what this training means to the world. We get our specific things, but it doesn't go out. And I think one of the benefits of Aikido, and what Sensei meant for us to do, is to really put this out into the world in our daily lives all the time, so that our training is actually making the world a better place. Because as we influence people through our beneficent intentions, it kind of pays it forward, I believe. So with that in mind, let's get started. Okay, thank you. So let's everybody stand up. And Cory, can I have you again, please? Thanks. So we're going to start, and I like to start with this on both sides because it's going to be both sides of the equation that we recognize these conflict kind of intentions. So I'm going to start with the grab first, and Cory, and I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm not going to do spear, shield, withdrawal necessarily. I might just come up and go, what are you perceiving from me?
Withdrawal.
A withdrawal. Yeah, there's nothing there. I got my hand out here, but all my intention is like, I'm not really interested in him. And intention in this regard has to do with attention as well as intention. So then if I'm...
Spear.
Okay, and...
Shield.
Right. And you can tell the difference between shield and withdrawal.
Yes.
And you can tell the difference between withdrawal and spear. Mm-hmm. And you can tell the difference between shield and spear. Yes. Right? Okay, so for Stan, who's not here, we're not doing this through physical pressures, right? These kinds of interactive things. What we're doing is we're doing it through intention. So my intention when I do this is not push on his arm and make him go over. It's, hey, you need to pay attention to me. which would be, I call spear energy, because it's really going right to his central core. And he feels it as an invasive kind of thing, or something that's really kind of moving into his center. Versus a shield, which is kind of meeting his somatic field out here, and we kind of meet fields, and the fields kind of push against each other, but you don't feel me interrupting your center, right? Okay, and again, withdrawal is a complete, I can look at you and see you, but I'm not really affecting your center at all, or your field at all, okay? Yeah. So then I start with grab, and I do all those things, then it's his turn, and he does all those things, and then when he still has me, and I'm after that, then I do it from the grabbed position. Okay. So then I can be
draw,
or
shield,
or
spear.
Right. Okay? So because when we practice together in this kind of fashion, we get up and we start doing our Aikido now. So I come in and I do this.
Spear.
Right. But you have to know that spear. Because if I come up and I grab you like this, and I give you spear and then I stop, because I'm letting you process, I may inadvertently change my spear to a shield. Okay, which is going to make it real impossible for him to do Aikido, for Aikido to manifest, because I'm not attacking, I'm basically defending. So when you do some Aikido,
just kind of stiff.
Yeah.
Flow. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm attacking. I really want to attack you. You see, but my body's doesn't really have that intention. In my intellect, it's making that up. My intellect fills in the blanks for me, because my whole system wants to say, no, don't attack the guy, that puts you in danger. You don't go attack a lion, right? Because that puts you in danger. So I don't know, you could be a lion. So I don't want to, my body is saying, watch out for this. So I can inadvertently shift back to shield, because my system's telling me you're kind of doing something dangerous. So I want to come back to always the spear. And if I'm not sure myself, I'm saying, can you feel my spear energy?
Yes.
And you can say, well, it feels like kind of a shield. Can you feel my spear energy?
No.
And you can say, give me more.
Give me more.
Okay.
Yes.
Now what I want to do when he says, give me more, is not put more pressure here. But it's as if I had a hose. Okay, and when you take a hose, and if you were to turn the hose on to a wall, right, the water flow would eventually wear down the wall. It might take a few years, but if you turn up the volume of the water, you're not going to that doesn't mean you take the nozzle of the hose and put it up against the wall. That's actually kind of prevent the flow, right? What you do is turn up the volume. So instead of, do you feel the spear energy?
Yes, yes.
Okay, would you like a little more?
Yes.
Okay, so instead of going with my arm, I'm going to send more intention.
Yes.
It's as if I'm changing my mind about this, like, I really need your help. You don't understand, I'm desperate. And the desperation comes out, or I really need your attention, or I'm so thirsty. Sometimes I make things up that make it not an attack, right? So that I can do it. Because I don't like attacking people. My limbic system says you don't want to do that. So I can come in here and say, I'm really thirsty. Can you help me out? I don't know where I can get water around here, and I'm dying here.
Yes.
You see what I mean? So you can feel I'm imposing this energy on your central core,
yes.
But it doesn't have to be an attack. See what I mean? It's the same thing we said yesterday. If I saw something coming at his feet, oh gosh, there's a snake coming at your feet there. Just let him slither by. It doesn't have to be an attack, but it's still spear energy. If I did that from a shield perspective, oh man, watch out for that snake. Uh-oh, I'm right in the path now. Because the energy is not extending out of my body like it would with a spear. I'm carrying it like a shield. You see what I mean? Everybody get that? Yes. So grab a partner. Again, we're going to start with the person grabbing, doing those three things. You change. And then before you change again, let them, and then Nage will do this. Okay, or the grabbed person. Okay, great. Thank you.